What's the best way to get over a girl who ripped your heart out? I don't know, I'm just thinking about this. It's like, what's the best way to deal? There is no best way, right? There is no best way. All of them are painful. Like, if you think there's a way to get around this, and forget even girl ripping your heart out, like a terrible thing that happens to you, right? What's the best way to get around it? There is no best way, other than you don't want to engage in so many vices that you compound your problems. But the reality is, man, life is about, I have found, I could be wrong, I have found it is very much about, there is no way around the fire or over the fire. It is through it. Right. And so once you begin to just accept you are going to suffer, it is finding a way to steel yourself through the suffering. And then that's it. It's not that complicated, really. It's just hard to do.
It's like, damn, where do I even begin? Maybe I shouldn't at all, but I got this feeling within. Not a gut feeling, but I got a feeling. Either way, here's my way of dealing with it. Yeah, I think it's time to die, address shit. Try to get shit off my mind and chest shit. And since we spent so much time on Netflix, let me take you back to the night we met. It's 2007, cold day in December. We got introduced. To this day I remember what you were wearing, where you were standing. I remember everything, I could have ever forget it. That was the first time I caught your attention. The first time you noticed my presence. I was hopelessly in love before you noticed me. Prayed rosaries. I was already breathless, both part of a scene. One that I would quit, cause it's ugly as a sight can get. Except for you, of course, you were beautiful, like a flower growing out of a pile of shit. Yeah, and now I knew your name. But could I be with you? No way. I was cool with you and I was cool with him. So was it cool? Sure, it's cool, no thing, yeah, right. But you and I connected, got along, and started spending time together. You were now in my reach, but way out of my league. But I learned to love you like a friend. Well, plus I'm not the type of guy who would dare to hit on a girl who's in a relationship. Looking back, I wouldn't change a thing. Sometimes the right thing to do is to take a hit. And I'm not gonna lie, at times it hurt, that is true. But overall we worked as a crew. With you I share both the best and worst of my youth. From almost turning on to always returning to you. I slept on your couch, you cried on my shoulder when you were drunk and hurt. And I was still sober at daybreak, praying that the night wasn't over. Spent Sundays doing nothing, eating fries on your sofa. Watch TV till you had to go back to bed. And if you didn't kick me out, I would have never left. Damn, you were my homegirl, I was your best friend. You probably should have told me that back then, cause as the years passed I started missing that feeling. Guess you were mad that I was quitting the scene, and I guess you were scared that I was willing to leave ya. But I was never thinking of leaving. You were beginning to seem a little bitter than me. Seemed far more bitter than sweet. I had to change, it was time to. I was right too, I did it not to spite you, I did it for me. But you didn't believe that shit had to change. You only criticized decisions I made. You were slipping away, what I was aiming at would make you laugh, so I hid it away. But I mean, come on, you were changing as well. Around the time your relationship ended, we could have already been dating back then. But I waited instead, I don't know. Maybe I had moved on. Maybe I just didn't have the balls. I don't know, maybe I just needed you as a friend. But you weren't there, and that's for sure. Cause when I started getting my life together, we spent less and less time together. You disagree, but it wasn't cause of me. It was you having no understanding for my endeavors. Felt abandoned, you were lacking belief. Instead of backing me, you would crap on my dreams. You called me a sellout, I told you get the hell out of my life if you can't be happy for me. But let me set this straight, I never wanted our friendship to end this way. But I cut my losses and lost ya, as we both went our separate ways. That was the first time I thought that was it, I'd never see you again. And I was comfortable with the thought of no longer having you in my life. To pull me down into the fucking abyss. I was done with you, mocking me, and done with all the other things you've done to me. I was done with you, you were done with me, great. And then I got that email, the one from a female. Haven't seen her in years, the one I thought about deleting. Now I'm reading it weird, your email asking me for a meeting. First I didn't even believe it was real. Plus honestly I was still hella mad. But then I thought everyone deserves a second chance. So I decided to text you back, you know, about the wheres and whens. You know I'm stubborn, it took a lot for me to do this. Felt like I didn't really need to do this. So you still mean to do this? Then for months I didn't hear from you till you hit me up, yeah. I still mean to do this, followed by some cheap excuses. Do you even know how shitty it is to wanna make amends and claim to be busy and shit the fuck out of here? I don't need to listen to this. You must think that I'm an idiot, bitch. So you were busy for 4 months. Don't you lie to me for 2 months. Even too busy to reply to me. Was right about you all along. I was right to leave or hit me up when you don't even have the time for me. But I done told you to go fuck yourself. I considered it the final goodbye from me. You got the rage, but actually I was hurting. This time you didn't even let me down in person. I would have been so happy had it worked. You tried to fix shit, but in fact you made it worse and worse. From then on, I didn't give a shit about you. And looking back on how my life has been without you, tough, you know it's true. But it wasn't cause of you, we were through. I didn't miss or even think about you, me. I was committed to getting my degree and doing all the shit that came with it, like internships. I wasn't interested in them, I was in it for the bills. They were giving me nickels, 2 jobs, no sun in the middle of winter. Dealing with the pressure, I was feeling like shit. To give a picture of how much it sucked at the time, I agreed to hit the club with the guys. We got there early, no line, we were first. And what happened next was kind of a blur. We just got in, still standing at the entrance. You and your friends would be the next to enter. I don't think I've ever been surprised like this. Talk about a blindside hit. You caught me so off guard, I can barely recall thinking anything but hell, this is awkward. We exchanged the unfriendliest of highs. Swear you could've cut the tension with a knife. Simona said something stupid as she usually does, and then ended up dragging you outside. Don't know what I was thinking, didn't know what to do. I was acting on instinct, started talking to you. Was nervous as hell, but also awfully loose. Asked what you've been up to, you were walking me through your last couple of years, then cut to the chase. Opened up to me and started explaining the reason why our meeting never happened. You were going through some tough times and I could relate. To me this settled everything. Opening up to me was something that you never did. Believe me, I knew this wasn't easy for you. It meant a lot to me, enough to get the hatchet and then bury it. So you still mean to do this? I nodded. Gave you my number, but the curious part was when you gave me yours, I still knew it by heart. What the fuck? Already kinda knew what was up. We exchanged numbers, then messages. Didn't take long till we met again and had a talk over some beverages. It didn't take long till my head would spin. See, usually I'm awfully hesitant. Usually it takes me a long time to settle in, but it didn't take long till I had to realize you were back in my life, altering everything. Didn't take long till we slept together. Spent a fucking fortnight in bed together. Was living dreams that I had as a teen, no, for real. I've been dreaming of that forever. Used to think of you jerking off in the shower. Now a decade later you drive my cock for an hour. It was surreal to me that God is applaud. Or you must think the worst of me the way I'm talking about it. I'm not like those guys, I told you 1,000 times before. It's your thoughts that arouse me. It's how you're talking profoundly. It's how every time I see you there's a calmness around me. You saw my flaws and not only did you accept them, you were the first one to love me for who I am. The first one to not only see my potential. Around you I could always be my true self. We could talk all night, no awkward silence. Not a single time where I would roll my eyes. And you went from being cold as ice to heartwarming, heart warmer than a bowl of rice. I wasn't sure about dating you but rolled the dice. I wasn't gonna miss my moment twice. We weren't kids no more, both did some growing. And we've grown to be so alike. And ain't it also fucking funny? I told you we were done and closed the door. And then after dating for about a month, I was the one who wanted more. I was committed, you were hesitating. We were smitten but you kept me waiting. Came back from Milan, you sat me on a bench and said you were no longer having reservations. So we hit the ground running, butterflies and all that shit in our stomachs. You never gave a shit about dollars, as long as I would carry a pick in my wallet. I loved you, but couldn't get myself to say it. I know you felt the exact same effing way. It's hard to trust when your ass has been betrayed every time you opened up, so I kept that shit at bay. Yeah, I chose to keep it inside, but you chose to keep on surprising me. When you wrote me that letter for Christmas, you brought tears to my eyes. Eyes glassy but I kept on reading the most beautiful words ever said to me. No shit, was even tearing up writing these lines. That's how much it meant to me. The same night we had a fight about nothing at all. The day after we would not even talk. Then we take the next step just to stumble and fall. Well, it can't be that bad since we got it resolved, right? Well, I thought it it was nothing, but actually it was a sign of things to come. Cause after every highlight there'd be trouble. One from I will always love you to I don't give a fuck. Climb mountains just to slide into the gutter. A roller coaster ride that wouldn't stop. At the top we'd find a reason to fight with one another. At the bottom we would always try to get back up, and we did. Honey, I always care, please tell me why is it gotta be so intense? See, I have never felt loved in my life until you showed up and constantly overwhelmed me. Constantly overwhelmed, I was constantly so compelled to deal with situations I'd hardly know how to handle. No consistency, volatile, all the panic. The only constant were constant misunderstandings. No rest, I was constantly overtaxed. You were constantly so demanding, was constantly there to help. Needed help myself, but couldn't help myself, so I turned to you. We were toxically codependent, always asking for what the other couldn't provide. Think of all the things we could have done right, but instead of just enjoying all the good in our lives, we were too busy permanently putting out fires. When you were sad you needed me more than ever, but then you said that clearly I wasn't there, which made me mad. I was there for you every second, so why the hell would you feel like I didn't care? I should've kept it all reasonable, level-headed, but felt offended your treatment was so unfair. But then I said something mean to you, I regret it, but you will never be pleased to just feel content. Your expectations to hide or to ever live up to. How much more of my time will I have to give up to make you finally buy that I actually love you? Never get enough or find that I have to say fuck I'm you. Sorry, yeah, that's what I would say after saying something that wasn't okay. I bottled up frustration, that was a mistake, but I was breaking under all of your false accusations. You tried to guilt trip me into thinking that I did nothing while seeing you sink, and it worked like a charm. I was dealing with guilt, but was I really such a beast? I mean, think, when you went through hard times, who was there for you in all those dark nights? Who took care of you? Was not prepared to do this, but did it all out of love. Right, I thought I would fucking marry you. Every time you fell, I was helping you up. I did my best to take care of your problems. I did everything I could, but it was never enough. I hope one day you will see what you were having in us, but you probably continue to surround yourself with yes people you kept around, cause they're bound to say exactly what you want to hear. That it's all on me, cause that's the only version you allow to be expressed. See, I'm not without guilt. I see that I fucked up so many times, and I'm still feeling so sorry. I doubts as well, I was grieving a lot, but I never stopped believing in us. Yet like Oakland is gonna leave the Raiders in the past, you chose to move on, and Pete Davidson my ass. We've been through so much in the shortest time, so the abrupt ending should've come as no surprise. Well, it did to me. I knew shit wasn't great, but I didn't think you'd be losing all your faith, and I still can't believe that you threw it all away. I thought I found the one, and was through it all. The pain of heartbreaks, heartaches, it's over again. Really thought we'd manage to turn the corner again. We folded, we bend, we never break, but the breakup was like every other moment intense. Everything was going so fast, I had a tough time keeping my emotions in check. So I stormed out the door when you said it, ripped my heart out and tore it in half. You left me empty as a fucking ghost, staring at the ceiling, all numb and cold. Can't help but go through photos of us and old letters, listening to juice while they're nothing nowhere. Yeah, you don't have to bother dealing with that, since it's the one being left who has to clean up the mess. And it's messy as I walk bare feet in the shambles of everything that was and will never be back. You're probably hitting the clubs, smoke, drinking, new speed as I'm getting the gloves, trying to pick up the pieces. I'm giving you up, but it isn't so easy. I'm still giving a fuck, so I don't get enough sleep. Yeah, I hope you can't sleep either, and if you do, I hope you suffer from the same bad dreams. I hope you feel the same as me, going through the same process of pain and grief. I hope you feel ashamed and will regret it. You can try to forget my face and think you're clever. Sure, you can hide, keep your mind occupied, but you can't run away from this forever. So go ahead, avoid it, lie to yourself, but partying won't fill the void inside you. The liquor isn't gonna poise your mind. Your high will fade like the noise and lights do when the party's over and you're walking home, enter the door and realize you're all alone. That's when it hits you like a punch in the face. There's no more running away. You're on your own. And when you're standing in your shabby apartment, you're gonna realize that you're empty as fuck, self-centered but depending on others, cause you're too weak to ever help yourself up. You're still the little girl craving for love, and you had it stupid, but you gave it all up. Bitch, never mind, you'll find someone like me again, that's a fact. Not just me taking a shot, fuck. You look happy pretty on pictures, but the woman in the mirror, yeah, I bet she looks different. Around your friends you are acting indifferent, but when you're by yourself your mask is cracking to bits. Cause when no one's by your side you're a different you. When everything is quiet you're miserable, and there's nothing quite as quiet as your room right now. And I hope the silence is killing you as you face your thoughts. I hope it breaks your heart, I hope you shake and crumble under the weight of us. Hope my face will haunt you, cause you pain and sorrow, knowing you'll never be able to regain what's lost. I hope you suffer cause the thought of you still crushing my soul. Cause you've been fucking me over, leaving nothing but holes. But honestly, most of all I want you to suffer. Well, cause I don't wanna suffer alone. Man, I don't wanna be alone, period. I'm heavy-hearted, heart heavy as a pyramid. They say that once you laugh, most hurt you the worst. You used to laugh, now I'm hurt and I don't know how to deal with it. I'll never find the words to convey how much I'm hurt by the pain of letting go. As I thought we're so alike, but we're so alike in the worst kind of way. I guess two people starving for love is a recipe for hearts to be broken. Now we both have some scars to reopen, and I guess you deserve to heal as much as me. So no matter how much I wish you were dead, part of me will always wish you the best. Hope you'll find happiness and that you'll laugh again. Hope you'll find love and wish that it lasts. Fuck. But I'll tell you right now, just in case that'll happen, please don't tell me about it, okay?